What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. So in this video, I wanted to do a solo flawless Warlord's Ruin run with commentary. I'm using the Fellwinter's Helm build, which you may have seen if you watch my solo flawless prophecy dungeon. But yeah, the reason I wanted to do this was because I just wanted to see how the dungeon is playing from a solo perspective with Prismatic now. And then also I'm working on an updated guide for all three classes, kind of just for the best loadouts to use. But I wanted to do a solo flawless run, especially with commentary, because in that video I don't talk about the mechanics very much. And I think when I last did a solo flawless commentary on this dungeon, it was like very shortly after it came out. So we just have slight optimizations and ways to make things easier. So I kind of wanted to just talk about that in this video. And yeah, like I said, just kind of talk about the mechanics as I go, because that guide is more focused on the best loadouts for each class. So one of the best loadouts you can use for this first boss is actually Parasite with 2 solar weapon surges and a solar holster. This does really good damage. And then we've got a solar fusion rifle with Vorpal weapon, just to take advantage of the solar surge and put in supplemental damage while our Parasite reloads itself. So yeah, this build is really good. And then Fellwinter's Helm will allow us to get a 30% debuff when we get a melee kill next to the boss. So that's obviously very good. And then we're actually running Song of Flame instead of C. So right there, now the boss is debuffed, even though it's immune. So that was probably a little early, but it is what it is. I just wanted to get Devour going from when I jumped down. So what we do here is, you can see we get the melee, and then we get a grenade down, and then we proc Song of Flame for Radiant, and we shoot our Parasite. And then we just keep doing a few shots, mix in some snap melees. For big damage, we have the artifact perk that makes our ignitions deal more damage. And then basically when you do a snap and a couple of fusion rifle shots, and then your Parasite is reloaded and you're ready to shoot another one. So you can see the H in the guy's name from one damage phase is pretty good, especially given how safe this is. So yeah, Nova Bomb would probably deal a bit more damage, but Song of Flame gives us Radiant throughout the whole damage phase, and it gives us damage resistance. So again, this is just kind of giving a way to play optimally, but also safely. So my strats aren't going to be the highest possible DPS, but they will be good DPS mixed with good survivability. So here again, we're making some orbs. I've got Strand Siphon on the helmet. Unfortunately, no enemies are really around to make another orb off of, so I'm gonna lose my armor charge here. So we just get our Parasite off while we have the solar weapon surge, and I threw my melee to give us unraveling rounds and to make us radiant with Facet of Dawn. We also have, we pop Transcendence as well, obviously, and we have the Facet of Dominance. So our Void Grenades will weaken. So between the Weaken and the Radiant, we're getting 15% from Weaken, 25% from Radiant, and again, we didn't really have Solar Weapon Surge for that rotation, but that's okay. And then Transcendence also gives us 5% more weapon damage. So we're stacking a lot of buffs, and right there, so we've gone through 2 damage rotations, and yeah, we're over half. So again, this is a very good strategy, and one I just wanted to kind of show off. So this part, I couldn't find the one eye, but not much to say here other than take out all the eyes, and I missed that one. So now we are late getting down, so we're probably not going to be able to get 2 totems. And one thing that sucks about this dungeon right now is you lose track of the timer because of Bungie's like rework, or they were supposed to kind of rework so you don't lose track of your timers, but it didn't seem to work. So I don't even bother popping Song of Flame. I just go with Transcendence one more time, and then we're going to do a Song of Flame on the last one. But you can see this is a very manageable 4 phase. And had I got the other totem, I would have popped Song of Flame, and we maybe could have got a 3-phase out of this. So again, very, very good, very, very chill. Because one thing I was finding with my guide is when I use like Legend of Acreus, it's a 4-phase as well, but you're usually scrambling for ammo by the end. Where this one is like crazy ammo efficient. Look how much fusion and parasite ammo I still have. Yeah, there we get lucky. The totem spawns on top of us, even though for this phase we wouldn't even need both totems, because he is going to fall over because we've got our Song of Flame this time. So here I'm just trying to get an ability kill to get Devour going. We do that, and then we're just going to take out the enemies. So yeah, this loadout has potential for a 3-phase and a very easy 4-phase. So we shoot our Parasite and easily clean him up. I went to do a snap, but sometimes if you hit your melee button like right after you like swap weapons, then it will do the regular melee instead of your charge melee. It's weird, I don't know. But anyways, very, very good. Now we swap to a pulse rifle for this part. We've got 4 on the little slab there. So that means we need 4 going clockwise. So I do forget where one of the little wheels is, which is stupid of me. But anyways, I always just start with the clockwise ones because they're the longer ones to do. So they're kind of annoying. So there, we've got our 4 going clockwise. And then I missed that one on the wall. So we get this one on the wall, and then I couldn't remember where this last one is. So I would have shot myself out. I go back, I check everything. So just kind of wasting time here. Looking around, and then, oh, there it is on this wall. So right there, we shoot it. So 2 counterclockwise, 4 clockwise, and it lets us out. So for the traversal, again, this is kind of why I wanted to do a commentary run, because I just want to show my pathing through here in case you were wondering kind of like the best and quickest way to go. So basically you hug the left for the first like 2/3 of this jail. So you just keep going left, keep going left, keep going left. So we drop down, jump over here. So up to this point, there's none of the traps in the wall. So you can just like freely run. Once you jump up here, there's a trap there that you have to jump over. So here's where I got a little mixed up. I was thinking, I just had left in my head. But anyways, we go forward. Then we duck this one. Then we go into the wall. So yeah, I had kind of forgot the way as well. And then here, again, just keep going left. So hug the left. Now we make a left and we jump over those. And then here, we go down the stairs. So then we're almost done, and here's where I got a little mixed up, because I know there is one part where you stop going left, but it's not quite there. So we keep going left here, but here coming up is where we want to go right. So yeah, again, just kind of follow my path. See, I'm still getting it mixed up a little bit. Right there, that's where you don't want to go left. So that is where you go right. We go this way. You don't have to take out these enemies, but it's whatever. And then there's no more traps after this. So once we jump up, we're free to get out with no traps in our way. We drop down here, and we're continuing on. So yeah, you can see just how good the lightning surge is. Enemies we don't kill are debuffed and also disoriented. So it's just really, really good for survivability, really good for supplemental damage because of that 30% weaken, and it's even 35% to void sources thanks to expanding Abyss this season. So yeah, just very, very strong. But the Parasite Fusion Rifle combo, I can't recommend enough. For the first boss, I've tried a ton of different damage combinations and strategies, and that one I think is by far the best for that first boss. I know there are ways to like do consecrations and 1-2 punch stuff on Hunter, but I'm trying to stick to normal stuff that the vast majority of the player base will be able to use. And the other thing is I wanted to do these runs with no loadout swaps. That's a big thing because I did updated dungeon guides last season and every one of them was like optimized with loadout swaps and whatever. And people said they're on old consoles and they don't want to do loadout swaps, which is totally fine. So for this one, I'm always running surges on my boots, which does make the general play a little worse because I can't get as high of ability uptime with like my melees and grenades as I would be if I was running like innervation and invigoration and stuff, because we always have weapon surges, but that is fine. And then we just kind of manipulate the enemies so that we're getting double kills right before damage and making orbs so that we're going into our damage phase with 3 stacks of armor charge. So here I'm putting a 3rd solar weapon surge on, and then Dragon's Breath and Ikelos sniper rifle. And then we get rid of Shield Crush and go Sniper's Meditation. And then we are going to get rid of Threaded Blast and trade that in for Incendiary Rifle rounds. That is because our Ikelos Sniper will be able to apply ignitions, well, Scorch and then ignitions, which reloads our Dragon's Breath quicker. And then you want Song of Flame for reasons I will get into in a minute here. But yeah, Song of Flame is absolutely excellent. You get your Incinerator Snap, so you're able to reload your Dragon's Breath quicker. Again, Ikelos Sniper Rifle is applying ignitions. We've got Solar Fulmination for more ignition damage. So yeah, there's a lot of synergy going on here. But you can see I didn't really have to change anything with like my loadout, and I just changed like 1 weapon surge. It's pretty chill. So unfortunately that Minotaur like jumped way away. I wasn't expecting that, so I kind of wasted my grenade, but because of Devour, you can see we already have our grenade back. So yeah, the thing you want to do there is take out both Minotaurs right away. And then once they're dead, you just want to focus on the Acolyte Eyes. And then here I almost get blown off by the Ogre, which happens sometimes. And then I got mixed up because usually when that Chieftain jumps up, that means he put the totem down. So unfortunately he didn't spawn the totem. And there's still weird totem things, and there's even a weird torch thing which happens in this run that I will show you. But yeah, so unfortunately you want to get 2 totems every time if you can. So I realized I still have a decent amount of time left, and here is one reason why I really like this loadout, is because I just used 2 Dragon's Breath shots to take out those chieftains, but I'm still chilling on ammo. This is a very ammo efficient loadout, which is really important. I've talked about it in other videos, but people really focus on like optimal DPS, and that's fine in team settings if you're getting a 1 phase, but in solo play you have to think about your next phase as well. And that is why I highly recommend, just like the Parasite one, like I said, Legend of Acrius could get a 4 phase as well, but you were hurting for ammo by the end. Where that Parasite one, I just found I was always fine on ammo. Just like with this Dragon's Breath and Ikelos one, I'm always fine as well. Something is up with Sniper Rifle reserves, so I actually have less reserves on Ikelos Sniper than we normally would. But again, that's not even a big deal. We've got 4th times the Charm and Focus Fury on this roll, so 4th times is giving us ammo back. So yeah, like I said, it's really not a big deal. So I was having trouble seeing the lines, but I think we still get both totems there. But yeah, sometimes it's a little tough, but usually if you can kill the chieftain in the right spot, then you can cap both at once. But we get the other caps. So you'll notice I wasn't even bothering with the other side of the map, and there's some of those Scorn snipers. Those guys, the Corrupted Raiders. So yeah, we want to take them out now, but don't bother really taking them out until you have all 4 balls ready to dunk, because they're just going to respawn the next time you go to do it. So if they're on the other side of the map, they're not really going to be shooting you. So I just stick to that left side, and then once I have all 4 balls, that's when I start taking the other guys out. So here I just want to proc Devour, but where I screwed up was I don't have Shield Crush on. I kept Expanding Abyss on, and after having run it, I would have benefited way more from having Shield Crush on. It would have helped my melee cooldowns much more, and I'm not really missing Expanding Abyss because it's just going to give us a bit more grenade damage, with our Vortex grenades and with our Transcendence grenades. But that slight bit of extra damage isn't really worth it. I would have way rather had higher uptime on my melees, because it recharges your melees and grenades quicker if you have like Radiant and Devour and stuff. And we always have that. So here you can see I was farming a bunch of the enemies to get orbs. So now I'm coming over here with max armor charge. I actually pre-throw my grenade so that he's weakened right away. Shoot a Dragon's Breath, and then we pop Song of Flame. So the reason you want to do that is Song of Flame, but one thing I screwed up on was I didn't have my melee ready. So I didn't get my Unraveling melee off because, like I was just talking about, I don't have quick cooldowns on my melees. So I lost out on a bit of damage there because Unravel just adds additional damage. So now we have our Weakened Nade. We're doing our damage. We've got Radiant. Now we're going to throw out our melee. So now he's unraveled. We go pick up that Orb of Power. That's going to give us armor charge as well as Radiant, thanks to Radiant Orbs. Then we pop our Transcendence for this next one. So again, like I was saying, when we came out of that, we had our Vortex Grenade ready to go because Song of Flame recharges your stuff. So yeah, you use a Vortex Grenade on the first plate, pop Song of Flame, then you have a Vortex Grenade for the next plate. Then on the third plate, you're using Transcendence. And here, do I get it? I just missed out. And that was because there was no enemies for me to kill at that third torch. Or just a few, where normally there's a couple more. So yeah, normally I can get one more of those Transcendent Grenades off, and then I still would have had a Vortex Grenade to throw. But either way, getting to the R in Grief is pretty good. And then I know I said there's no loadout swaps, but that's like actual preset loadouts. So I do put on a Solar Scavenger, just so we can get max Sniper and max Rockets. So here's a Finder Brick. I get 2 there instead of 1. So just making that little change makes a huge difference, and it's well worth doing. And now you can see I just picked up 4 from a regular brick there. So now we're already back up to 7 Dragon's Breath shots. So again, that's why I like this loadout so much. It's high total damage, and it's also really good DPS. And then you can see we've got some, we've got a brick down there. So when we pick that up, we should be full. Yep, now we're full. So now I'm good to swap back whenever. So the next thing I want to do is get this other Minotaur down. And once it's down, then we can take out all the eyes and respawn the chieftains. But yeah, that's basically how you want to play it. And then again, I've got Strand Siphon on. So I'm getting double kills. I have Hatchling on this roll, and then I think I have Slice as well. So there, I swap back to my triple Solar Surge so that I don't forget. But yeah, we're able to make Threadlings with the Hatchling perk, and that's just nice for taking out even more enemies. And then it sometimes gets you a double kill for an easy orb. Like the Hatchling will still make an Orb of Power with Strand Siphon, so that's kind of cool. So there we just shoot 1 Dragon's Breath into the boss, shoot like 3 or 4 Ikelos sniper shots, and he goes down, and then the totems are on top of each other, and we cap very, very easily. So here, I don't even need to be running over here. So what I should be doing is hanging out on the left side still. But anyways, I take out the ads, I proc Devour with the grenade kill. Again, Shield Crush, I would have like all 3 of my melees right now, so it would have been so beneficial to have. So don't run Expanding Abyss like I did here. I should have known better. So then we take all those guys out, and now it's just rinse repeat. So again, we're full on ammo. We have all our reserves topped up, but I'm not afraid to expend some as well, just to make my life easier. I threw a grenade there just to try to get Devour proc, but unfortunately I don't know where those enemies kind of ran off to. So we didn't get a Devour proc. There I used, oh watch this, when I get a Tangle kill, now I have Devour. So Tangle kills also count as abilities to proc Devour, which is really, really nice. So again, here I'm low on my melees. You could use Transcendence, but I don't like to have to farm Transcendence to go get it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, just running in circles. I guess I was waiting to try to find those snipers. So again, you always want to take the snipers out. I got Devour procced. So now we're going to go start dunking into the torches. I threw a grenade there just to keep Devour going. And then we can just shoot these Blighted Eyes to further keep it going. And then I shoot the ones on the other side because that's where my last dunk is. So I don't want to be going into damage phase low on health because those Blighted Eyes are shooting me, or those Acolyte Eyes. Now I'm looking for this Corrupted Raider because they go underground, which is really annoying. Getting a bunch of kills to get my orbs so that I can get armor charge. Now I got full armor charge. Now I'm just trying to keep Devour up. We're doing a good job of that. Pick this charge up. So now this time I have a melee, which is good because I'm going to be able to proc Unravel. So unfortunately, I didn't quite get a double kill there, and I thought I would have. So I'm only going in with 2 armor charge, and I'm low at the end of this one even. So that was not optimal because I thought I was going to get a double kill from that eye, but I should never just suspect Destiny to work like I think it will, because it rarely ever does. And then here you can see I'm making a bunch of orbs of power, but those are super orbs, which is unfortunate because we can't pick them up. So yeah, I don't have armor charge here, and that's actually going to be the difference between a 3-phase and a 4-phase. Because I didn't make sure that I had all my armor charge coming up into damage, that little bit is going to be enough to not allow me to get the 3-phase. And then there's no enemies on that torch, so I have to come up here. So now I'm losing a bit of time on Transcendence. And then I think I kind of airmailed that. I guess it did just hit him, but it's not doing much damage, that grenade. So yeah, those little things, those little misses, do end up costing me a bit here. So again, now I don't have Weapon Surge. So I'm doing quite a bit less damage. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it definitely is. Because I should be close to the L after this if I had 22% Weapon Surge that whole time. But we're only around the U. So see, that's a big damage phase that I would need to get the 3-phase. And again, that was all just because I didn't make sure that I had gotten a double kill. I took out that eye, and then I took out the Acolyte, but it must have just missed the cooldown to count as a double kill for Strand Siphon. So yeah, damage wasn't as good, but again, still respectable damage. Like, this loadout can 3-phase if you're doing everything right. I made one mistake on phase number 2, and that's what cost me. But again, if you're on point with everything, you'll get a 3-phase or a comfortable 4-phase, which, again, that's what the last one was, but getting to damage on this guy takes a lot longer than the first boss, but that's fine. So again, Minotaurs first, then we take out the rest of the eyes. Now we're going to take out this captain, or this chieftain, whenever he spawns in the thing, which is right now. 3 or 4 sniper shots. And yeah, just like this, we have our super pretty much back. So I could pop super, like I said, I could pop Transcendence, which wouldn't have been the worst idea. To, yeah, pop a Transcendence in between here, just to get my melees back up. But yeah, I just wasn't optimal on this run, and that's reality sometimes. So anyways, now that my ammo is full, I'm swapping my stuff back, and then I'm just going to speed this stuff up because it's all rinse repeat. Again, stick to the left side, just deal with those raiders, take out the eyes. Now we've got this guy, we've got full ammo, which again is why this loadout is so incredible. I even proc 4 times the charm on that one, so we're going to get a little more ammo back, which is nice. But somehow I wasn't in both the totems, so now I have to do even another rotation. So I just decided to run these 3 in before I start that rotation, so that when I'm done, I just have to take the 1 and light up the 1 torch. But yeah, I thought I was standing in both. I wasn't, and we just missed the timer. So there, again, take out a raider, take out the eyes. We're going to spawn this guy. Now, I could take this guy out immediately because we don't need him to spawn the thing because we only need one. But it just so happened that by the time I was done dealing with the ads, he was just spawning it. And that's fine. So we're just going to grab the one because that one's too far away anyways. And then we're just going to go get in position. So now I have no armor charge. We're going to take out those snipers because you never want those snipers up during your damage phase ever. So now they're dealt with. The ones on the left I'd already dealt with. I saw an orb on the ground there that I didn't pick up. Like watching it back here. So I wish I had. And then I don't know if killing those acolytes in particular I'm going to regret because it is nice to have those guys up, like I said, just because I can get a melee kill, and that's going to proc Radiant and an orb for 15 more seconds of armor charge. So here, throw the thing, shoot that. Again, I didn't have my melee because I didn't have Shield Crush on. I had Expanding Abyss, so really regretting that choice. But learn from my mistakes. Because again, now he's not unraveled. But coming out of this, I'm going to have my melees and my grenades because Song of Flame is awesome. So see, now I have 2 melees. I use it on those guys. It should have made an orb. That's another thing. When you pick up an orb that's on the ground while you're in your Song of Flame, you do not get armor charge. That's another thing I found out. So there, I get armor charge, and I run over here, but for some reason, look, this torch glitches out. I don't know if it's because I got there at 9. So I do my whole rotation. And so, like I was saying, even though I had an unoptimal, like, that amount of damage, because I still had Transcendence, so I would have been getting Radiant procs with my melees, I would have been getting Weaken with the Transcendent Grenade. I very well still could have got very close to pushing a 3-phase, but I don't know what glitched that out. I mean, we can watch it back here. So we're finishing up on this plate. And again, just spam your abilities as much as you can because this is a big total damage fight. So I leave the thing. Like, you can do this. I've done this lots. This should be no reason to not light that torch. And then I get there right at 9. It even does the thing, like he lifts his hands. So I don't know what the heck happened there. But yeah, basically we lost 2 whole bells or torches or braziers, whatever you want to call them. But anyway, that's fine. We take out the Minotaurs, then we take out the eyes. We've got Devour going. And like I said, it's going to be an easy 4-phase now because, well, it should have been close to a 3-phase regardless. But anyways, that's destiny. And this shit annoys me too. Like, how come it's so inconsistent? Sometimes they spawn those totems right away. Other times they take forever. There, I can't hit my shots to save my life. Oh, that's another thing. Normally, Dragon's Breath takes him out. Maybe I didn't have a Radiant there, I'm not sure. But I don't know why it didn't take it out there. Now I gotta get back really quickly, because these take about 6 seconds to cap. So there, again, I had just missed it. Even though I killed him... Well, no, I guess I didn't kill him right when he dropped the totem. So yeah, just very annoying stuff. Like I said, lots of things that weren't perfectly optimized. So now this is going to take even longer. I shouldn't even be on a 4th phase. So then I just decided to pop my super because I'm going to have to cap 1 more totem after this anyways. So I figured I would definitely get my super by the time we're ready for damage. And my damage phase doesn't have to be perfectly optimal this time because, again, this is the 4th phase. So I don't need a ton of damage. Like, this loadout is very capable of dealing that amount of damage. So here we're just running over. There, I tried to get a kill to keep Devour going, but my third melee follow-up missed, and so then I didn't get the kill. So then I just used a Lightning Surge to get Devour back and get my health back. So yeah, like Devour absolutely carries in this encounter. It's so, so good. So again, I'm doing what I did that other time where I had to capture 3 totems, where I just, I dunk 3, and then I take out the eyes, and then I just have to worry about killing him just right away. Don't have to worry about him spawning the totem. So we do that. We have lots of ammo. All our ammo's topped up. We capture this last thing. We have like 20 seconds on Imminent Wish still because we killed him right away. So now we're just going to go to the middle and wait. I wish there was a way to advance that as well. Like if you were done early. Kind of like in the Planets encounter in Root of Nightmares, but there's not. Don't forget about these snipers. Never forget about those snipers because they will mess you up during damage. We take out the eyes on that side. Now there's 2 more snipers, so we're just going to electric slide into them. We've got all our armor charge topped up, but then I'm even going further. I'm going to make more orbs. I should have left those orbs to pick up later, but I didn't. And then, yeah, I'm clearing even more ads. So yeah, just basically wasting time here. Don't know why I did all that. Didn't have to. So then we get into position, we throw our nade, do that, do that, do that. And you can see I have my Song of Flame back. But I just chose to get a sniper rotation in instead. There's no ads really around, which is a good thing, really. Oh, another thing is Fellwinter's Helm. The melees in Song of Flame do not proc your Fellwinter's Helm. So if I get melee kills on ads near the boss, it's not going to debuff the boss, unfortunately. So there, again, I almost killed in 2 bells there. And I missed those 2 bells, right? And I was in Transcendence, where that time I was in Song of Flame. So it would have been tight on the 3 phase. But had I had Solar Weapon Surge on that one and those bells didn't go, like I said, I probably would have 3 phased. Here, I swap to Edge Transit and Buried Bloodline, because that is the build that I'm going to be using on the boss. I switch to some Void Reserves, I switch to some Void Surges, and then I didn't throw Nova Bomb on there because I didn't want to lose all my abilities for the Traversal, and then I forget to switch to Nova Bomb at the end. But you'll see that when we get there. So this part is pretty straightforward. Don't grab any chests on a solo flawless run. I know the glowing ones are the trap ones, but again, Bungie, Destiny does weird shit sometimes, so don't even chance it on your solo flawless run. You don't need that little bit of extra loot, I promise you. Because yeah, I would hate to see you grab a chest this far in and then die because it was a trap one. So yeah, here, this loadout is really, really good because you can just take things out from afar, as you'll see. So we do the electric slide, easily take out these wizards, and then I was just playing extra cautiously here. So yeah, stand back, take out the raiders, take out the wizards. They move annoyingly, and these rocket sidearms are projectiles, so sometimes they're a little tricky to hit, but you got lots of ammo, so just literally just take your time here. So this is the route that I have found to be the safest. So I couldn't remember where the next set of snipers is, and there they are. So again, deal with them first. We're hitting invisible physics with the rock, which is super annoying, but again, Bungie things. We jump up there, so that rock breaks away. So you have to jump up to it and then jump quickly. But then we can pretty much just hug this right wall, which is really nice. So there's snipers up top. I'm trying to lead the wizard, but wizards move so unpredictably, so that's why I'm missing a bunch of shots. So once they're dead, wait on these poopers, then just jump, and again, just hug the right side. So there I kind of almost fell, but that little right cliff, so where I jumped, I don't even normally jump. I jump on like the right of that, but just with Warlock jump being wonky, I just had to go where I had to go. So here we jump up. And then, yeah, use your super and use Transcendence and stuff on all this. It will just make your life so much easier. Again, this is another one of the parts where I wanted to do a solo flawless with commentary. In case people needed more of a hand. Because the guide is mostly just on good loadouts to use on each boss. Where this is just talking about like the little things you can do. So yeah, you use your super there. And then when we move up, we'll use our Transcendence. And you'll see Transcendence is pretty much just as strong as our super with this build. And because we're getting so many kills, it lasts a super long time. Because as you get more kills with Transcendence, you just get your Transcendence energy back. So there is a hiding phalanx. So that's why I threw the Vortex Grenade out. And then there's another one up here that I actually forgot about. And then I remembered and I was like, oh crap. So anyways, we take him out. So we're going to use our slides, and then we're going to pop Transcendence, because then we get our stuff back. I even could have thrown out a Vortex Grenade as well. But yeah, that's how you want to play that part. And look, my Transcendence is up like this whole time. And this part is just a joke. Like, this can be pretty threatening solo, especially because the meatball's shooting you. And look at how easy Transcendence made it. And look at how much Transcendence energy I still had by the end of that. So that is how I would play that whole traversal section. Now we're coming up to the boss, so I'm going to swap back to my Breach Light. And then, like I said, I've got all that Void stuff on. And this is why I had Expanding Abyss on. But for the second boss, I would have taken Expanding Abyss off and kept Shield Crush for the better cooldown on my melee. But again, live and learn. So we put our flag down, and again, as you can see, I have Song of Flame, which I didn't realize. And then I also swapped to Healing Rift, because Healing Rift is really nice when you're capping the totems, because the boss will be shooting at you, and that Hex Drinker will be meleeing you. So yes, you can keep yourself alive with Devour, but if you happen to kill all the enemies, then you're kind of SOL. So that's why a Healing Rift is just really, really good. So again, you can see how much work this build itself is putting in with the electric slides and everything. And watch Buried Bloodline here. It one-shots those blights. So that is why I wanted to do a run using Buried Bloodline. And even this boss is still actually dealing a ton of damage to me. Like, I was kind of caught off guard because, I don't know, I just have Devour and I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. But yeah, you still kind of have to watch out. So I'm just making a bunch of orbs and I'm filling my Transcendence meter. So that side is full. So I should be starting to use Buried Bloodline more now. Took a lot of damage there again. And then he's debuffed from our Fellwinners. So that was pretty sloppy, but I think it gets better through the run. I just kind of had to get used to this build, because I hadn't really run this exact build on this boss. But yeah. At 5 seconds, that guy dies. So I always melee him late in the counter, and then I just run away. And then here, pop Transcendence, do that. And then I thought that was going to be a Nova Bomb, but it was not. So I am going to switch after that. But see, you have a bit of time there. So that's why I like to do the Lightning Surge into those other enemies. But yeah, I was not expecting to have Song of Flame there. So that's why my rotation was a little weird. So now I swap to Nova Bomb, and then you'll see what a rotation should look like. So yeah, ammo is kind of hard to come by here. And if you wanted to be optimal, you could switch to a Void Weapon Scavenger. I never did that, but it's definitely something you could do. It would honestly be worth doing, especially like after the phase. Like, you have all the time in the world to sit down there. So I easily could have just swapped that on my boots, picked up that Finder Brick, and got 2 or 3 ammo instead of 1. But because I swapped to Nova Bomb after the damage phase, now I have to build my super up. So that is what I'm going to be doing here. I have Devour, and I'm just letting these Scions spawn over and over so that I can build my super. because you do not want to go into a damage phase without your super. You want every damage phase on this guy to be optimal. So you want all your armor charges, you want your super, you want transcendence. It's not hard to do because, yeah, you just have to be a little bit patient. So there I swapped to, what's it called? Shield Crush. So now I have Expanding Abyss and Shield Crush on. And then in a minute, I think I also swapped to Concussive Dampener and Void Resist. So yeah, here I'm just checking my stuff out. So I throw on Void Hegemony as well. So I should have done all this before I rallied that flag. I've got Threaded Blast now, Shield Crush. So yeah, now that's all good. And we almost have our super now. So here, I take them out. And now I am good to go ahead. I've got Transcendence, I've got my super. I always stick on this side because you can use this wall as cover. So that's really nice. Unfortunately, none of those Scions, well, they took a minute to creep up on this guy. But anyways, you can see Buried Bloodline is super, super good at taking him out quickly because Expanding Abyss is making it deal 25% more damage because it's weakening because we have Devour. So here, 5 seconds left, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. I let him hit me. And then I melee him, and now he's despawning here. So I've got my weapon charge, or surge. So I pop Transcendence. I throw my nade for the weaken. Then I throw my melee for Radiant and Unraveling. I throw another thing, and I completely forget to cast my Nova Bomb. Just absolutely forgot. So that was stupid. Lost a lot of damage there. But we're still doing good damage. But again, you want to use your super and transcendence on every damage phase. But because I forgot to do that, we can make this next part go really, really quickly. So there, we can one-shot the wizards because of that 30% weaken from Fellwinter's Helm, which is actually 35% weaken with Expanding Abyss. And now here, I spawn those guys in. But I wasn't thinking about my Transcendence meter. I was just like, oh, I got my super, so I'm pretty much good to go. So I should be using, yeah. And there, look. The freaking guy didn't spawn the totem, which is absolute bullshit. Like, what is wrong with this game, man? So I had to kill him, and that was the one I was expecting to kill. I wasn't ready to kill the left one, so again, another scuffed damage phase. But these things happen. So we throw out our weaken nade. Those guys took a extra half second to spawn. We get our Nova Bomb this time. Almost forgot to proc Radiant with Facet of Dawn. And then we just get out. So again, even not the most clean because I didn't have Transcendence. So my first 3 damage phases weren't even perfect. And we're at the E in Blighted. Which is pretty good, to be honest. Like, all things considered. And so now we go up, and this is another reason I wanted to run Buried Bloodline. So right now we have Radiant. So we throw our Weaken Nade, and then we kill 4 of those guys, I guess we have to kill to get Devour going. And then when we have Devour, so now all our shots are going to be dealing more damage because we're getting that weaken from Devour. So we can constantly spread our weaken with Buried Bloodline. Again, that's why I wanted to do a solo flawless using Buried Bloodline. And now there, we can see Fellwinter's Helm being awesome because we can just throw a melee. That's going to give us that 35% weaken, and it's going to give us Devour. So then we have good survivability, and our Buried Bloodline is absolutely wrecking. And it procs Radiant for only 5 seconds, but still, it gives us Radiant. So then again, we use our grenade. And unfortunately, there we go. Now we have Devour. And then we just go in. That will extend our weaken. So yeah, you can get some pretty good damage up here with this build, where a lot of the time you're hurting on ammo. But normally, I would like to be at half health at this part. But you'll see it didn't really even matter in the end because I have much better damage phases. And then you never want to go into your final damage phase without like full ammo and super and all that, because it can be kind of sketchy up on that platform. So yeah, it didn't matter that we had a whole scuffed first rotation. Is it ideal? No, but it doesn't really matter in the end. So there, because I had Void Hegemony on, I was low. I procced Devour off that guy when I was low health, and Buried Bloodline weakened him. So then I was able to actually get an overshield. So like I said, just really good survivability with this build. Plus we have Galvanic Armor, so when we're amplified, we have more damage resistance. So yeah, just really, really good. So now this time, we're actually going into our damage phase with like all the proper stuff. We've got Prismatic, we've got Nova Bomb. So here, I'm just waiting for him to pop the totem. He finally does. We're right on the crisscross, so we should be in a good enough place. And this is what I was talking about, why Healing Rift's like so nice. Yeah, I had those guys to kill and keep Devour going, but it's nice to just be able to stand in there. I let this guy get down to 2. Now we're at Imminent Wish. We have all our armor charge. So here's where I should be popping Prismatic. Yep. Then I should throw a nade right now. Yep. And then I kind of got booped back. So I didn't do the electric slide, but that's fine. Then we have bait and switch going. We have the weaken grenade. And then I couldn't keep going because I was low health, but yeah, you do have to play your life at the end of the day. So that one wasn't perfect just because the ads spawned in kind of all over the place, but a lot of times you can just get them with one lightning surge melee, which is really nice. So here, again, do that thing where it allows us to take out the wizard super easily by getting our Fellwinter proc. And look at how far I am on my super already, because your super is tied to the damage you do. So like last time when I had to switch to Nova Bomb, I was basically starting from scratch because it was after damage. But this time, I'm able to build my super a lot quicker because I popped my super at the start of the damage phase. So that's another reason you want to use it off the start, not at the end. And because we have the Void Weaken right at the start and Expanding Abyss, so our Nova Bomb is dealing 25% more damage than it would be normally. So here is where I swap to Concussive Dampener. I get Harmonic Resistance on, which is Void because I'm running Nova Bomb. And so now my survivability will even be a bit better because, yeah, this boss's attacks actually really hurt. So now I know just from experience that I'm close enough that I will have my super when I need it. We do our little slide melee. And again, I should just be dealing damage with my Strand Sidearm there to build up my Transcendence, but I wasn't, which was stupid. Luckily, there's enough Scions around that I'm able to get it there. 1 second left, I smack him, I run away from him, I take out the rest of the ads. We avoid this other guy. Throw the throw the grenade, do that. So here we get a really nice one. That is textbook. That is what every damage phase should look like, but then unfortunately, I was out of grenade launcher ammo. But yeah, so you can throw the Vortex Grenade, which is going to get an initial weaken, then pop Transcendence. These guys actually spawned in slightly early because damage hasn't started yet, and they spawned in together, which is massive. Sometimes they take a second, like there's delays in this game, which is really annoying. And again, you can never see when your damage phase is going to be up on the left side of the screen here, just because there's too many buffs. It should be up here. When Imminent Wish goes away, it should say Naeem's Vengeance or whatever, because that's your damage timer. So again, Vortex Grenade, pop Transcendence, get that. I may have even got a Fellwinter proc because they were so close to the boss. Get the Radiant Melee, and boom, go to town. Absolutely perfect. Plus the extra damage from Transcendence. So that was really, really nice. And that is what all my damage phases should have looked like. And had they all looked like that, he would be very close to dead already. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. That whole first go around was pretty bad damage phases. And there, again, we're able to one-shot these wizards, which is absolutely awesome. And then, yeah, then we just take our time and we build up our Transcendence meter, we build up super. I always just like to leave one eye up because the eyes do shoot you. But with one eye up, there's only one that can potentially shoot you. And then you have all this time to just take your time, take out all the scions, build your stuff up. So I'm just going to fast forward this because that's literally what I'm doing. And then I'm keeping the floor clean too. And I'm not afraid to use my abilities. I have Demo and Desperate Measures on this Breach Light. So a really good roll for this build because we get so many ability kills. So we have a 30% damage bonus. And then Demo, I just love Demo. So yeah. And then there, we get a little bonus because we even got some Edge Transit ammo. So life's looking good now. I probably could have advanced one more, but I see I'm playing it safe. So now I know I'm good. I have plenty of time. And they were really multiplying here, my god. And yeah, with Devour and the grenade returns it gives, I'm just free to chuck my grenade pretty much at will as well. And then I love Buried Bloodline for that. Being able to take out those blights in like one shot is so handy. So this, again, is what I was talking about. This guy is hitting me, the boss is hitting me, but I'm in a healing rift, so I'm not worried about it. And then I'm just doing the Devour thing. Add a couple melees, so I decided to use one so that all the enemies are free and clear of me. Unfortunately, here they don't spawn in right away, but we get the Nova Bomb cast. Oh, and the boss moved out of my grenade, which kind of sucked. But yeah, again, overall, a pretty good rotation right there. That was really good damage. So now we have armor charge, so I want to get right back up there. So again, I can do the little trick with Fellwinners, where I throw a melee. I don't do that here, I guess, for some reason. Maybe because I already came up with Devour, so I was like, I'll just wait. But again, I've got 3 times weapon surge. That's why I wanted to get up here so quickly when those scions died. So now, yeah, this is going to be big damage. We're getting the extra damage from the Vortex Grenade because I did a Fellwinner proc. Again, we still have our armor charge, so Buried Bloodline's hitting hard. And we had Radiant for the first part of that, thanks to my melee. So this is right where you want to be on this dungeon. I just want to tickle this boss, get him close, so that I can have an easy damage phase down low to send him to final stand. And that was my goal, and that's pretty much how it worked out. Like, I wouldn't want to push right here because I don't have a super, I don't have much edge transit ammo. I do have a decent amount of Buried Bloodline ammo, but that's just because they're so freaking ammo efficient. Like, look, I picked up 22 shots there. But yeah, like I was saying, this is how you want to go into damage phase. Like your last damage phase. You want him very, very low so that you don't need much damage at all to take him out. That way you can expend all your big damage in final stand. So any edge transit ammo I have left, my Nova Bomb, all that stuff will be used in final stand, not here. So I already got my super back because we just finished the long rotation. Then again, just gonna clean up the blights and stuff. Take out all the enemies, make sure I get my Transcendence. There, I've got it. Also, I'm farming ammo because I do have heavy ammo finder on my helmet. So as I get primary kills, gonna be getting ammo. I should just throw down a grenade there to take out the rest. There we go. Clean up these blights, and then we're gonna take out this last eye. And then there, again, we get kind of lucky by getting the last heavy ammo drop that we kind of needed. More would have been nice, obviously, but again, that's not how it goes. Ammo synths don't exist in this game. He drops the thing. We do that, which is going to kind of disorient all the enemies around us. And then, yeah, sometimes this Hex guy doesn't really push you. Oh, there he finally came. So we've got all the enemies down. We melee him and run away. He's going to be up until there's 5 seconds left. He dies. So now I'm not popping anything. I'm literally just going to try to push to damage. Again, playing safe. So I did have to use my edge transit ammo there, but I didn't have to use prismatic or transcendence, and I didn't have to use my nova bomb. So that's the big key. So then there we get a nice Fellwinter proc. So you could see our our nova bomb did a ton of damage. So that's a really good final stand right there. Now we're again, and then with Devour, if we do get close, we can just one-shot those eyes with Buried Bloodline. So yeah, really, really good. And that is it for the build. So yeah, I hope some of the tips and tricks I talked about help you if you're still trying to solo flawless this dungeon. And if you don't have Buried Bloodline, then keep an eye out for the guide that I'm working on. It will be up soon, I hope, and that will give you some other ideas of what to run for this dungeon. But yeah, anyways, I hope this was helpful and informative, and if it was, then a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Take care.